Welcome to Feed the Blender.
All right, welcome in, fellas. Another episode here of Feed the Blender. Big Zerch on the host with Big Kai, Shmeep in the background. What's going on? It's Wednesday. It's almost the weekend.
Almost Christmas too.
Almost Chrysler. True that. Mixing it up a little bit today. Kyle and I are or Big Kai, sorry, are gonna riff a little bit about World Cup and things of that nature. Not gonna lie, I am pretty excited with how this Elite Eight is looking right now. Just praying to God that Argentina can get it done against Netherlands. Because I would love to see them match up with Brazil in the quarterfinals, I think, or I'm sorry, in the semifinals. I think that'd be a lot of fun to watch. So we have that game on Friday, along with obviously Brazil and Croatia, and then Saturday morning we got England and France, along with Portugal and Morocco. So, Kyle, how you feeling right now? I know we riffed a little bit before, but France all the way here, or how you feeling?
I mean, that's where my money is. I think they've absolutely dominated so far. I can't remember if they picked up they did pick up one loss. And I forget who it was against, but I mean, they really worked their
Tunisia or whatever.
Oh yeah,
it was some shitter, and then they ran.
That might have been the last game, and like they might not have been like playing all their guys and whatnot.
They played almost like a completely different starting 11 against them than they did in the other two matches in the group stage. So
yeah,
I get it. Give those guys like Varane, who's coming off a hamstring issue, and I feel like this World Cup specifically, there were a lot of guys going into it that were pretty beat up. So it's been sweet to see some of these guys like play through and things like that. So
I almost think though the winner of this tournament might be coming out of those Saturday games. The way France handled Poland last Sunday, and then Portugal against Switzerland this yesterday, Tuesday. That was unreal what I watched. And you got to remember, Switzerland was in Brazil's group for the group stage, and they put up a fight against Brazil, and Portugal handled them.
Yeah.
Like, that was a nasty defeat. And given you can't always come out and expect I think his name's Gonzalo Guedes. Who started for Ronaldo to put up a hat trick. I think the first hat trick of this World Cup. He's not going to come out and play like that every game.
17 minutes in like international play before that too. Like, it was something like super wild, and then he went gangbusters. I mean, I don't envision the same sort of productivity against. I mean,
it is a Morocco, and it's they're being fueled by hope and dreams right now, and going for glory. But I mean, will they? This could be an interesting game. I mean, if Morocco upset Portugal, good for them. But I think Portugal's going to come out and handle their business.
Yeah, Morocco's plus 425 on the spread, so you could throw $10 at that and make a killing if they upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game will be interesting. I don't envision Portugal really having any issues there. I don't envision France having any problems with England. England fucking sucks. I think Brazil. I think those Friday games are going to be a lot of fun with just the Netherlands and Argentina, and then Croatia and Brazil. Brazil's expected to win. However, this is a Croatia team that isn't much different from the semifinal team that we saw 4 years ago. So these guys have the experience.
That was the finals team. They made it all the way. They lost to France.
That's what I meant. So like, this is the team that's gotten it done on the biggest stages. They just fell short to a much better France squad.
Yeah.
So
I'd be worried if I were Croatia. Like, Croatia played really, really well through the group, but then they struggled really hard against Japan, and Japan just squeaked through. So
Japan fought hard though the entire tournament, like upset.
But I mean that is fair. They did upset Germany. I should give them that. But I think that entire thing came through to them winning their last game or beating Spain. So or
Yeah.
tying Spain. It was definitely weird about no. They beat Spain, didn't they? Yes. Yes, because Spain needed to win for Germany to go through.
Yep. Yeah. And that
I can't remember. I watched way
watched
too
a lot of them. I will give you the credit there.
much.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just, I mean, as a fan, I want Argentina to like go all the way here.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Messi already has an insane legacy. It's a shame that we haven't seen him like hoist up a World Cup, and it'd be so sick. And realistically, his last World Cup appearance for him to win it all, I would definitely think that that would like engrave him as probably the greatest of all time. Now, it would be insane to see Argentina go up against Portugal in the final, which very well could happen.
It could.
It very well could, but
I think it takes 2 upsets though for each of those teams
100%.
to do that.
100%. Is Brazil's favored right now to win it all, I believe.
Yeah. It's like
Based
Brazil
off-
then France in the power rankings, I think. So
Yeah, I think it goes Brazil, France, and then
maybe
Argentina.
Portugal or England or Argentina, one of those guys.
Yeah. Watching the men's team play was a lot of fun. I mean, we're slowly but surely putting the pieces together to be a legitimate competitor in a tournament like this.
I mean, being the second youngest team too helps. I mean, you look at it, and you brought up a great point when we lost to the Netherlands that we only brought 3 attackers. Who are you expecting to score?
Right.
You got Christian Pulisic, and yeah, he's our biggest European player. But like, why aren't we starting guys like Aronson?
Why aren't we starting guys like Aronson? I mean,
why aren't we giving Gio Reyna any minutes?
Right.
What are we doing?
Because I mean, like, Gio Reyna, Aronson, 2 super, super young guys doing it well over in Europe, and probably the 2 most physical leagues that we have right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really puzzled me. I think we went into this tournament a little reserved, if you will, just like based off of us bringing in limited attackers, the formations that we were running with basically a flat 3, or having Tyler Adams be like a CDM with like 2 flat center mids. I think we went into this tournament conservatively, and you can only do that for so long. And I think playing against the Netherlands, that really exposed us there, because when we are still so like technically behind all of Europe with our patience on the ball, the execution of little touch passes, or even just little cheeky turns here and there, we're so far behind. When you're going up against a powerhouse like the Netherlands, you need to net and finish your minimal opportunities that you're going to get. And we didn't see a ton of them, again, because I feel like we were playing super, super conservatively, which doesn't make any sense because we went down early. But biggest thing,
we saw that conservativeness through the group stage, though. Like, I think our best showing was against England, and it was a tie. So, like, the way we came out against Wales was great. That first half was awesome to watch. And then we just were like, okay, we got our goal lead. Now let's defend for our lives. And I think we did the same thing against Iran. I mean, it didn't work for Wales, but it worked against Iran. But Iran, yeah, sure, they're like inspired and all that, but I mean, they're not any of those teams.
Look at how
that'd be a hero run if they came out of that group stage.
So, and I mean, look how exciting the first 25 minutes of play was against Saudi Arabia. Like, we came out guns blazing, trying to net one early, and I mean, it paid off. I think we scored in the first 30 minutes, or we scored right before half, or something along those lines.
Yeah, it was like 8 minutes before half or something like that, because Pulisic finished up the first half, but then was off the second due to injury. So
yeah, so I mean, definitely a step in the right direction from us. I want to see. I mean, the biggest complaint as like just a fan of the game, is we're still seeing way too many MLS players on our squad. And until we can basically fill our entire squad with Americans that play over in Europe in those top 5 leagues, we're never ever going to actually be able to compete.
Well, I mean, the only 2 players. Well, let's hypothetically say that Musa ends up over in Europe after his showing because he's attracted interest.
Now he plays for Sevilla, or he plays in the Spanish league.
Oh, I thought he was like a second league player somewhere.
Mm-mm.
But let's say he goes to like the Premier League or something like that. Like he'll get more experience there. And then both of our center backs, the Walker Zimmerman and
Ream or whatever.
Yeah, Ream. Both of our starters, those dudes were like they're 37, 38 years old.
Yeah,
We're not
they're
gonna see them
older.
again.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that gives, or I hope we don't see them again. I mean, they were cheeks. That what's his name? The guy with the hyphen in his name that plays for, I want to say Celtic because I know that's wrong, but he plays over there in one of the bigger leagues as the center back. And we brought him on because he's like a more technical guy who could pass out of the back and we can play around back there.
Right.
He played against England, but he was really good. But I mean, he's old too, so, or older.
Yeah.
So like,
I
doubt we see these guys. So now it's gonna be like, who steps up? Like,
who's gonna step up? We do have that. I think his name is. It's not Kyle Long. He was a former Bear, but the dude's last name is Long. He's like a 74 overall silver in FIFA, but young American, plays for one of the second teams in England. Like I would love to see a young guy get minutes like that on a stage like this,
Oh, also that Robinson, the left back.
Dude, he's cold. He's gonna get offers out the wall too.
Yeah.
Like I saw like Inter is pushing hard for him. So
I think one of the bigger showings was like just how much energy our guys had. Like we never stopped. Like our outside backs were constantly attacking. Tyler Adams probably, I think, traveled the most out of anyone in the tournament.
Paid after this.
Like, I mean, we were an energetic. I mean, it goes with being young, but like we outran a lot of teams. So I think like you got the stamina there. You got to build the like technique, like the footwork and all that, and like the build up plays. But
you need to finish the easy opportunities. You need to finish you need to complete the easy passes in the middle of the field to be able to open up your opportunities out wide. And for the love of God, do we need a striker of some sort of competence? I liked what Weah did in this tournament. I think he's a winger more than a striker. It's not that I didn't like Wright, who was playing striker for at least the game against Iran, and then the game against Iran, and then the game against the Netherlands. Like he was fine, but he just missed a couple of decent opportunities to at least put something on frame or net something home, and he didn't do it. He had that weird awkward shot that somehow went in, and I guarantee he could try that shit 1,000 times and he couldn't execute it again.
Yeah.
But until we have some sort of competent striker and solid center backs, I don't envision us being able to make that next step. So I think that's our biggest ask out of this like super young core that we have is we need somebody to step up. We need somebody to be that big body that you can pass to up front and who can get, the attack going.
Yeah.
And then just netting those easy opportunities is something that we definitely lacked. And I think it really showed in this tournament.
Definitely. Agreed.
But promise the future. So
yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Can we hit on just quick what a disappointment Germany, Belgium, and Uruguay were real quick? Because wow. I mean, where do we start?
Germany's on a huge hangover from when they won the World Cup in, what was that, 2016, right?
see. 18, 14.
2014, you're right. Yeah, they're on a hangover, haven't made it out of the last two group stages. Uruguay, I mean, I get it, but I don't. At the same time, like they have a lot of solid talent across Europe, but I don't feel like they're as complete as everybody thought they were going to be. And then
people put them in their dark horse category, though. I mean, they just couldn't finish shots or like score really. Because what was their?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
They had 2 goals for. Like,
yeah.
What are you doing?
Luis Suarez, Edison Cavani, great players from our youth and growing up and things like that. But I don't know how much productivity you're going to get out of 2 strikers that are on the north side of 35. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where when you're going up against, I mean, they didn't play the US, for example, but when you're going up against these not necessarily super strong teams, but these teams that are young, like there's only so much that these guys can do. So
that's fair.
Unfortunate, but it is what it is. The Belgium one puzzles me a lot.
It's been this way though, because the past 2 World Cups, like this is constantly referred to as their golden generation, and they just haven't performed.
They haven't done shit.
Yeah,
I don't even think they made it out. They didn't make it out of the group stage this time. I don't know how far they made it in the last World Cup, but it wasn't far.
It wasn't out of the group stage, I don't think.
Yeah. So yeah, they've been extremely disappointing. It's really unfortunate for Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, dude's still probably one of the best center mids in the game right now, and
100%.
To not see him and Courtois and I mean, fuck Lukaku, but like,
dude, that dude missed 2 sitters that would have helped them tremendously. It was crazy.
Yeah. So that was really unfortunate. And these last 2 World Cups were like their window to be good. Because like I don't know of many younger players for Belgium that are like at that level as what they have right now.
Cole, you're muted.
I think he's yelling at the hall.
Oh.
Yeah, super disappointing World Cup for those 3. I would say 2 powerhouse teams for sure, and then Uruguay was kind of a crapshoot in my opinion, but it's been a super fun World Cup so far. I feel like in the last one and the one before that, we saw so many cooler goals than what have been scored so far, which is like a super petty thing to point out. But I mean, look at like a goal that stands out to me, for example, like Pavard's like shot in the last World Cup where he's on the right side of the box and he hits the outside of the foot shot that just curls into the opposite corner. I'm pretty sure Ronaldo hit a nasty free kick in the last World Cup that like helped them advance in the group. Like we haven't seen a ton of cool stuff along those lines. Like I think who was it? Richarlison has probably the goal of the tournament so far from the first game of the group stage.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I don't know. You don't have to skills pay the bills, but you gotta I don't know. Yeah. I was hoping for more. I was hoping for more cool highlights, and we haven't seen a ton quite yet. So, but it is what it is. I digress.
Yeah, we'll find out. I mean, there's still these next couple games are going to be hopefully the best of the tournament. So
still 7 games left, I guess. Or yeah, math is hard. 7.
How about Kylian Mbappe? 5 goals so far this tournament, tied with Messi for the 9 in their World Cup career, I think.
Dude's gonna shatter.
Yeah.
That record.
Considering he's got 2 more World Cups probably.
At minimum. Yeah.
And he's still got games to play in this one.
He's only 23. So if he played in 2 more World Cups, by the time that the last one would be over, he'd be 31.
Yeah. So 3 more.
You
can expect him to get to that 5 mark as well.
Yeah. Yes. He's going to shatter that record, especially even if he nets two more. Like he could break that because what's his total record? It's what? Or what's his total number? 9 is what you said?
9, I think.
And the record is what? 17?
For World Cup?
Yeah.
I think it's 9. Or
Let's
maybe that was just Messi and Ronaldo.
It's 16 is the number.
Who the hell owns that?
Closer. He did it in their
Oh.
in the tournament that they won.
Yes, you were right. I don't know why I was thinking it was Messi or Ronaldo that had that, but
No, it was a huge tie. I mean, Ronaldo only has 8. So there's a like a 8-way tie for number 14
oh, here we go.
at 9 goals.
Oh yeah, look at that. Close
But like
enough.
if
Ronaldo.
Mbappe scores 2 more, he's in the top 9 all time.
Yeah,
And if he score and hear me out, if he scores 3, he's tied for top 5
yeah.
at age 23. Like he's
As Pelito.
truly something that our generation has not seen. I would love to see him play somewhere outside of honestly, I would love to see him play somewhere outside of France, or I don't want to see him go to the Spanish league. Like I would love to see if he can continue that productivity and like do it on the biggest stage in the Premier League.
At Manchester United when we get bought out.
By Elon Musk.
I don't care who buys them as long as there's some guy who's willing to pour money into the club.
Just want to see the gas versus electric, oil versus electric derby. Yeah, no, Mbappe's having a hell of a tournament. We could see him be the player of the tournament, depending on how this all shakes out. Yeah, just I'm excited for the remaining football that we have here. So
Agreed.
So who you got?
Very excited for this to come to the States in 4 years.
Yeah, I want to go. I'm gonna go to at least one game.
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna take the entire month off of work. Take a leave of absence.
What were you doing? What happened? Oh, World Cup.
Don't you guys think it's a coincidence that he's taking an entire month off when the World Cup's here? No, definitely not. He seemed like he was pretty ill. All right.
Yeah,
so, did you say who you thought was going to win? We can wrap it up on this. Not who you want to win. Who's your gut feeling on a winner?
I think France is going to go back to back.
Yeah, nice.
Which hasn't been done since like 1950.
Yeah.
So I think France is going to go back. I want Argentina to win. Wouldn't be disappointed to see Brazil win.
Yeah.
Those are my 3. I don't want to see Croatia win. I could give 2 fucks about that. And I sure as shit don't want to see Portugal win.
Really? Wow. I thought for sure you were going to say England there. If I have to hear it's coming home for the next 4 years, I'm going to fucking off myself.
It's fair. Yeah, I mean, fuck England. Blew a 13-0 lead, baby. But yeah, it should be a fun rest of the tournament. I'm looking forward to it. If you don't have anything else, I say we wrap her up here.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I got my 2 cents out.
Perfect. Well, appreciate it. Tipsy, always good to have you on, even though the Halls. I don't know how to feel about how the Hall is playing right now, considering your reactions through all this, but
we're down 2 to a Division 2 school right now, so that should tell you where the season's at.
Not great.
I would like to say I won't give my 3 teams that could win the World Cup. I'll give you 1 team that I think will win the World Cup. And I got France going back to back, like Drizzy Drake. We're going back to back.
Yep, I can see it. They're so good. They're
high powered.
Everyone that they've played, besides for the 1 loss in the group stage. So
yeah, that Griezmann dude's nasty.
Yeah,
he's greasy, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's very good at the football.
All right. Well, we'll sign off here. Cheers as always, fellas. It's a
Boys.
pleasure.
Yep. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Let's go. Masai. So.